So I'm going to tell you about the moment where I had a realization that I had literally not only been on a hamster wheel, but created the hamster wheel myself. And this is about when I decided to leave an app that I took 1 year to build because I realized something insane. And in this episode, it's about when we're wanting to walk away from things, when we feel lost, stuck, when we're needing a new direction because we've realized something no longer works for us. By the end of this video, you will have 4 questions to help you dig deep, get really clear on what you want, and to help you get an idea on the direction that you want to try next. Again, this is not like a make or break. This is literally about finding the next nudge for ourselves, right? Okay, question number 1. What do you want to be known for? And what do you actually want? Or what do you really want? And the reason that these 2 questions help us to get into a direction in the first place is because I think the biggest thing that we tend to do sometimes is just take action, right? There's this culture of like, just post, hustle, just keep going, figure it out. Yes, absolutely. But like, what is the outcome that you're looking for? And this is something that I learned personally in my own life when I've been creating content for over a year, not getting anywhere, couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And then I realized that I had designed it so that my content, I hadn't designed it. I just was posting content that I thought the audience I wanted to reach would want to hear, but I didn't really have an outcome. I didn't know what my goals were. So looking back, this question helped me to realize 2 things. I wanted to build the second project that I created, which is called Content Flow. And I really wanted to work on another system, which is like a goal planner sort of manifestation thing that I'm still working on. But the big learning curve from that, I want to be known for building systems, for organizing things, for helping people get clarity and direction, and then making those first moves, right? So that helped me to understand what I really wanted. I want to build a business. I want to build my own thing. I don't want it to be content-based. I like building software. These are all things that I learned from asking myself these questions. What do I really want? And the reason I say really is because when we say, what do I want? We're kind of like, oh, what do I want? But what do you really want? That really, I think, implies all the things that maybe we're not saying to ourselves or acknowledging because we're scared. Like, it took me a while to recognize that I really wanted to move into software because I'd spent so much time working on this previous app project that I had, and I'd talked about it and spent so much time telling people, and I felt embarrassed to leave it. And when I asked myself what I really wanted, I really got clear on that too. And the other question that we said, which is what do I want to be known for, is from Grace Andrews. And this is great because she highlights this is where all our content, our efforts should flow into, right? It should be about connecting to what we want to be known for. For example, what do I want to be known for? Now that I've changed my direction, I know what I want to be known for. Planning, systems, helping people get started, making those first moves, right? So what type of content and what actions do I need to be taking to create those outcomes, right? To build content flow, to be known for those things that I just listed. So I think this also gives us an idea on not just which direction to go, but how to start in that direction, right? So this helps us answer what action we should be taking, whether it's like content you're creating or places you need to go, people you need to meet, anything. It just gives us a little bit more insight into both the direction and again, where we kind of need to start in that direction. These questions are really great because it stops our effort from being scattered, right? It stops us from taking a million different paths or trying to figure out like, I don't know about you, but I start, try this, try that. Or another learning curve, to stop trying to be everywhere at once and just choose one place, the best place to be right now based on the outcomes that you have and what you want to be known for. Okay, so once you know what you want to be known for and you kind of have answered that question or you're starting to realize what you really want. And by the way, guys, this is a work in progress, right? I feel like once I started creating content, things sort of shifted for me again, like literally just as I was recording. So don't forget to give yourself flexibility to adjust based on what you're learning about yourself and everything in the process. So number 2 is who needs to hear this? So this is obviously about audience. Who are we trying to reach? Where are they in their life cycle? And where are they in the process that you're trying to support them in, right? This is the biggest one because I feel like for me, I've been super lost here and only recently found real clarity. I really want to speak to people that founders that at the beginning of their journey, wanting to start a journey or maybe starting again like I am, right? Those are the types of people I want to talk to, support them, help them in finding answers because I'm finding those answers myself right now. So it's looking at direction and purpose, which is what this exact video is about. It's looking at what types of products to create and what type of timing that involves. And that's something I'm doing in the next video as well. But it's about really understanding the audience, the challenges they have. And something I'm learning at the moment is recognizing the subsets of those audiences. So like I said, okay, I might be aiming for like founders and creators, right? But what types of founders and creators. There are founders that are well ahead, right? They're doing their thing. They've been doing it for a couple of years. Probably that's not the audience I'm going for. Content flow is for solo founders, solo creators, right? I'm really trying to reach out to the audience that wants to start something, feels overwhelmed, has started and feels overwhelmed. Maybe they're sort of a year in and still feeling overwhelmed. They don't have a big team or they don't have a team at all. I really have started to dig deep in who that audience is. So who do you need to reach to get to the outcomes that you wanted to get to, and also to be known for the person that you want to be, the person that you want to be known for, right? Who is the audience? Who needs to hear your message, and who do you want to share your message with as well, right? And then, use AI, get into forums. Something that really helped me was I literally said to AI, research forums, look at Reddit, talk to me about content creators, talk to me about founders, what challenges are they having, what do they need, who do they want to become, all of those things. And it just gave me so much more understanding and insight that I felt it was really helpful to obviously understand the pain and the challenges that the audience that you have are in, because then that again gives you more direction in what you should be posting, what you should be learning, what you should be researching, and also what parts of your journey you should be sharing, because again, we know what their challenges are, or we might have an understanding of that. And that's like me. I am trying to share content that I know others might be struggling with, but also that I'm struggling with myself as well, so that I can share things that have helped me in the hopes it can help them. So who do you want to be talking to? What does your audience look like? What are the subsets of that audience? What are the pains? What are the challenges they might be having right now? And what are the outcomes that they want too? Okay, question 3, again from Grace Andrews, a great question. What do they need to believe about me? And this is all about for our outcomes, or the person that we had that idea of wanting to be, can come true. So this isn't about being performative, guys. This is not about pretending to be someone we're not. This is all about understanding the messages that we need to get across to reach that audience to get to that outcome. Okay. So for me, it's right, if I want to talk about planning and systems and also reach founders, I'm talking about my founder's journey. I'm talking about the marketing and the content ideas that I'm learning that I want to share that you might use as well. I'm talking about finding direction and clarity and the questions that have helped me, right? And also I'm talking about systems, how I plan things, how I organize things, because, my idea is that I want to do systems, software, and I want people to see that I am organized, that I do have ways to organize my things and to share that, right? So it really helped me to define what to talk about. And another one was mindset. Very big for founders, especially for startup founders. Mindset is hectic. It took me years to figure out, and a lot of therapy, how to get around that self-doubt, how to work with the inner critic, work with all those parts of me that was so scared to take steps forward. And that's something I'll be sharing in my content too. So you can see how the direction, and literally my old content was just about mental health. And I used to talk about relationships. I used to talk about everything, inner critic, relationships, self-doubt, family therapy. I had all these huge topics, but I wasn't really specific about what I was doing because I didn't know my outcome and I didn't know my audience. So I feel like huge learning curves, right? So the question is, what do they need to believe about me? And then that determines the actions that you take, the type of content, where you show up, how you show up, the parts of you that really think that you can utilize to connect to that audience, again, in a genuine way. Obviously, there's different parts of me. Also, this is about determining what parts of your story you want to share, because obviously when you know what someone needs to believe and what you want to be known for, that determines also how you share your story. So I'm sharing my founder's journey. I'll be sharing how I plan content and how I prepare myself and how I organize myself and the questions I ask. Again, all to show that I'm the type of person that I need to be to reach the outcomes that I want to reach, but also to really share in the challenges, understandings of the audience too, right? Because I want you to know that I'm exactly where you are. I'm learning with you. And the biggest part about this is show, don't tell. So really be that person, right? Don't just tell, hey, this is the audience I want to reach. What do you need to do? How do you need to do it to reach that audience, to send that message that, hey, I'm the person that can help you with this? Okay, question number 4 is, where do I need to be and what do I need to be creating? So this question is about tying in everything we've learned about what we want to be known for, the outcomes that we're trying to achieve, the audience that we have, what they need to see from us to believe that we are the person that can help them exactly, or depending on your outcome, what your outcome is, maybe depending on what your outcome is. So now this question is really about determining the actions that we need to take, the next step. So for me, this was about getting really clear on the content. So I knew that I'm talking about systems planning, talking about the things I'm learning as a founder, probably more long form content. And so I made the choice to focus on YouTube, right? A bit more of an educational platform. There's so much going on there. I was just like, and also it's a type of format that works for me as well. So I think this is also about recognizing, where your audience is, what the best ways that you feel you can reach that audience in a way that also feels most comfortable. Sometimes it's also a financial thing, right? The resources that you need to get into each platform looks different too, but this will really determine what platform you should be on, how you should be creating, what content you should be creating, if that's the case, where you should be going, what you should be talking about, how you should be talking about it, even if it's like going on Reddit, right? You need to think about where you're going and the audience that you want to reach, where they're at, and then the steps that you need to take from there. And this is something that I've really learned because it's completely changed the way I approach my content. I stopped trying to be everywhere, focused on YouTube. Really changed the way that I recorded my videos, the topics of my videos, and also making sure that I share the parts of my journey that I want to be known for as well, right? So for example, mental health. I really didn't want to stay in that field anymore. While I still think that my mental health knowledge will come into play here, it's not something that I wanted to be known for, which completely shifted my direction as well, because mental health, I probably could have also been on TikTok, right? That's something where I could have offered more value in that space. But when I knew that that wasn't where I wanted to be anymore, it changed the way I created content, the way I showed up, the way I organized myself, and where I showed up, and also how I showed up too. So it's about thinking now those next steps. Where do you need to be? Who do you need to be talking to? What content do you need to be creating? What do you need to be creating, right? And so this question was literally the one that changed everything, because I feel like this is a one that really, really makes your strategy concrete in the sense it gives you the steps of what you're going to try next. And again, remember, this whole thing can adjust, right? This is going to adjust as I go. And sometimes it's like a full adjustment or sometimes it's a tweak. But remembering that these questions can help us guide us through the direction we're going in, because it's working first from our goal, our outcome, what we want to be known for, working from, what we're actually trying to achieve, and then going down the line and figuring out who we need to talk to, what challenges they have, where we need to go to meet and create and build. And just to help you with this process, I'm going to create a free download that you can get below with these questions that you can actually fill out yourself. But these questions are also part of Content Flow, the system I've created for my content management system, my content planning system, because I knew that my content was all over the place because I didn't have a strategy. And I also wasn't clear on what I wanted and I didn't know how to get there. So I actually put this in the planner because I was like, how good is this to actually have something that helps us figure it out? But I'm going to give you the PDF. Check it down below. You can download it and go and start answering those questions. And remember to use this as something that you always come back to realign, to also come back to when you're learning things too. I've already looked at things and I'm like, could probably tweak this a bit. So I hope you find it helpful.